Buenas tardes. How are you today? You're muted? Are you trying to tell me something? Other than not being at school, Trey, what was the best part about your break? I still can't hear you. Yeah. I figured it would either be that or something to do with the game. Did you get to get out and do anything? See anyone? Family? Friends? No? Well, I envy you your sleep. I would like to be able to sleep. How's everything going for you though, Trey? Good? Good. Trey, do you like Star Wars or Star Trek? Oh. So you're a traitor. Your answer should have been Star Trek. Yeah, I do too. I do too, but I definitely am a Trekkie fan. How's your weather? Did you get crazy weather over break? Like everybody else has been flooding or tornadoes and stuff like that? Or have you been good? So you can't unmute today? You don't have sound? Oh gosh. This morning or last night, I mean, yeah. I know it's been kind of cray cray.
Yeah.
Oh, there you go. I can hear you. Say something. No. Nope. Do you want to log off and log back in? You think that'll help? No.
Hello,
I heard that.
mic is over here. My mic is over here.
That's why. Is that why?
Yes.
I can hear you. Well, Hill's coming. Don't know where the girls are. Buenas tardes, Hill. Can you see me? Can you hear me okay? Can you see me? You have your camera off. ¿Estás bien? There you are. How are you, Hill?
Good. How are you, Miss Rebecca?
I'm good. I'm good. I'm good. I'm good. So what was the best thing about your break, Hill?
Eh, I can't really have like a definitive answer. I mean, I started playing Final Fantasy, so I guess that was good.
Did you get any activities in? Did you spend time with family? Did you go anywhere?
I just swam at my apartment pool.
Oh, you did? Oh, well, that's good. You had good enough weather to do that? It's outdoors or indoors, the pool?
Oh, it's outdoors. It did rain like a few times, but it was sunny on some days.
That's good. I'm glad you got that in. All right, so it's 20 after, you guys. How was your lunch? It was good. I think Serenity's trying to log in. Give her a minute. Yum, I want some of that. Yes. I had oatmeal this morning. That's about it. And coffee. Oatmeal and coffee. Serenity, ¿cómo estás? How was your break? Yang? Dark chocolate. Hill. Dark chocolate. See. Dark chocolate and my coffee. It's good. Serenity, how are we? Yang? Say again?
Hey, I'm doing good.
Good. So what was the best thing about your break?
Dyeing my hair.
Well, I can't see it today.
Cause it's this color. Wait a minute.
Red. It's red or purple?
Yes, it's red. It's
Oh,
like a
good.
magenta.
Yeah, that's good. That look good.
Thank you.
Did you do it for just for fun or a particular?
Oh, just for fun.
Yeah, that's good.
Yep. How was your break?
It was good. I mean, I still taught my morning class, but
Oh,
it was good. Yeah.
okay.
Yeah. All right, we got a couple of folks joining us, so we'll get started here in a sec. Buenos días, Liliana. Buenas tardes, I should say. Buenas tardes. How was your break? So here's our question. What was the best thing about your break today, or this week, other than not being in school? Oh, really? Wow. I love that. I love that so much. Where did you go? Oh, that's lovely, Hill. I love that. Great answer. Great answer. Where did you go in Arizona? Lily. Buenas tardes, Ayana. So what was the best thing about your break, Ayana, other than not having to come to school every day? Yes. Okay. So guess what we get to do today, you guys? We get to start a new unit. So we're done with direct object pronouns and indirect object pronouns and all of that. Okay. Yay. So pat ourselves on the back. We lived through that, that stuff, right? That stuff. So what are we doing? We are going to start a new unit, and I'm hoping that you guys kind of like the theme, if you will. Okay. So, clase, hoy es lunes, el 7 de abril, y vamos a descubrir el universo y la naturaleza. So, you guys, what do you think we're going to learn about in this unit? Can you find some cognates in my background? Can you find any cognates? Vamos a descubrir el universo y la naturaleza. Yes, Hill. The universe. Yeah. Anything else you recognize? Yes. Stars in my background. Therefore, the universe. Absolutely. What else? What is naturaleza? What does it look like? What do you see in that word? Naturaleza. What do we see in that word that we can recognize? Nature. Do you see natural or nature? Right. So we're gonna learn about, or our theme, if you will, is the universe and like nature and like geography and recycling, and we're gonna do all of those kinds of things. Okay. Yay, right? So let's go ahead and get started, clase. The first thing I have for us, because, you know, it's the Monday after break, I have a little kid's video for us, but hold on. It's a quiz. Yeah. So we're going to have to try to figure out if we can understand. It's in Spanish, right? So we're going to need to listen closely. And it's just meant to be fun. It's just meant for us to like, it's not quiz, it's like trivia, right? That's what I meant to say. And just kind of just to warm us up, to listen for the words, right? Because it's on astronomy. Yeah. All right. And like the solar system and all of that stuff, right? So we're going to use this, like I said, as a listening exercise, as a warm-up exercise, right, you guys? And if we can answer some of the questions, then that's even better. Okay. And we'll probably skip through some. Okay. We won't watch the whole thing. All right. So here we go. Make sure you can hear, right? Because again, it's a warm up. See if you can pluck out some words. Okay. Maybe I'll be nice and put on the subtitles. Yeah. So you can kind of equate what you hear with what you see. Okay. Although the subtitles are just not always right, you know. Sometimes they're just poorly generated. All right, so let's look at the screen. Again, this is about listening, plucking out what we can recognize. I'm going to slow it down a little bit. And then let's see if we can answer any of these trivia questions. All right, here we go.
Hoy te tengo un reto. Se trata de responder estas preguntas y descubrir cuánto sabes sobre el espacio. Cada pregunta tiene opciones, pero algunas incluyen desafíos especiales donde deberás hacer una acción divertida. Al final, cuenta cuántas respuestas acertaste y descubre tu nivel de conocimiento espacial. ¿Estás listo?
All right, here we go.
Muy bien. ¡Comencemos! Vamos a comenzar por una muy fácil. ¿Cuál es la estrella más cercana a la Tierra?
Okay, so La Estrella, which is the star closest to Earth? La Luna, the moon. El Sol, the sun or Mars? ¿Cuál es la, you can put your answers in the chat. Yeah. You could do A, B, or C. You know, if that's shorter, that's fine, right? Yes.
Sí, es correcto. La estrella más cercana a la Tierra es el Sol. Muy bien. Sigamos con la siguiente pregunta. ¿Cuántos planetas hay en nuestro sistema solar?
Okay. What's a planeta? What do you guess? What's a planeta? Planet. Okay. So how many planets are there? There's that I in our what? Clase sistema solar? What's sistema solar? Solar system. So how many planets are there in our solar system? What's your answer? A, B, or C? 7, 8, or 9? Make a guess. It's just for fun. We're just plucking out cognates and seeing what we can recognize. 7, 8, or 9? I guess it all depends on Venus, right? If we count Venus. Are we still counting Venus? I don't know. All right, let's see. Yay, 8.
Muy
Good job.
bien. Hay 8 planetas en el sistema solar. Mercurio, Venus, Tierra, Marte, Júpiter, Saturno, Urano y Neptuno. Plutón ya no es considerado un planeta oficial.
Oh, Pluto, that's the one I meant. I didn't mean Venus. I meant Pluto. Yeah. Okay.
¿Puedes contar del 1 al 8 con tus dedos como si estuvieras contando los planetas? ¿Cómo se llama el planeta más grande del sistema solar?
Okay. Well, what's this question asking? ¿Cómo se llama el planeta más grande del sistema solar? What's the name of what's el planeta más grande? What is that? El planeta más grande? Yes. What is the name of the largest planet in our solar system? Muy bien. Is it Jupiter, Júpiter, Venus, or Saturno? A, B, or C? A, B, or C? Júpiter, Venus, or Saturno? All right. Some of you are telling me A, so let's see. Some of you are telling me C. Well, let's find out.
Así es. Júpiter es el planeta más grande, con una tormenta gigante llamada la Gran Mancha Roja. Salta tan alto como puedas para imaginar la gravedad de Júpiter. ¿Cuál es el planeta más cercano al Sol?
Okay. Ayana, I would like to hear from you today too. Liliana, yeah, good job. ¿Cuál es el planeta más cercano? Which is the closest planet to the sun? Earth, Mars, or Mercury? Earth, Mars, or Mercury? Ayana, okay. So, ¿cuál es el planeta más cercano al Sol? Let's see. Closest to the sun.
¡Claro! Es Mercurio. Mercurio es el planeta más cercano al Sol, pero no el más caliente. Venus tiene una atmósfera que atrapa más calor. ¿Qué planeta es conocido como el planeta rojo?
Okay, I'm not even gonna help you here. Let's see what you guys can come up with. Mercury, Mars, or Pluto? What do you think it's asking? Planeta rojo. Yep. Anybody else? Planeta rojo. Okay, good. Hola, Janirko. Yes. So What planet is known as the red planet, right? Mercury, Mars, or Pluto? I have a question for you guys. Check out this word right here. I'm going to have to change my colors here. Okay, check out this word, El and planeta. So what is normally, you guys, that's not what I want. What is the normal rule when a word ends in an A in Spanish? Is it masculine or feminine? When a word ends in an A, it's normally feminine, right? Notice what we have here. We have El planeta. Okay. So in this unit, even though a lot of our words are going to be cognates, in other words, they're going to be words that we recognize, like planet, right? Eclipse, those kinds of words, right? We have to be careful because they don't follow the normal pattern. So it's El planeta. Okay. El planeta. Normally, anybody know why? Anybody want to make a guess? Why it's masculine and not feminine? Want to make a guess? Anyone have a theory? No? Well, generally speaking, not always, right? Generally speaking, words that we borrowed from the Greek, from ancient Greek, words that we borrow generally come in as masculine. Like they'll change up the spelling, like it'll become planeta, we'll make it Spanishy, right? But because it's borrowed, it's generally masculine. So that's kind of a clue that something's borrowed. Okay. All right, let's go on. So what planet is known as the red planet? And you guys told me Mars, right? Oops.
Lo estás haciendo increíble. Marte es rojo por el óxido de hierro en su superficie. Es como si estuviera cubierto de polvo oxidado. Te tengo un desafío. Busca algo rojo a tu alrededor y tócalo para conectar con Marte. ¿Qué objeto en el espacio tiene una gravedad tan fuerte que ni la luz puede escapar de él?
All right, this is a hard one. So what do you think an objeto is, you guys? What's this word? Object. So what object what is espacio, el espacio? What object in space has a gravedad? Remember, we're talking about space. What could it be? Yeah, what's a gravedad? Or what is fuerte? Fuerte? Force, right? Or strength, right? Muy bien. So if we're saying gravedad, we're talking about gravity, right? That's so strong that like light, or that not even light can escapar. So what object in space has a gravity so strong that not even light can escape? Un asteroide, una estrella, o un agujero negro? Which is your answer, A, B, or C? Un asteroide, una estrella, o un agujero negro? What's your guess, A, B, or C? What object in space has a gravity so strong that not even light can escape? Well, an asteroid, a star, una estrella, or a black hole, right? So most of you are telling me C. Yep. Black
Es
hole.
correcto. Los agujeros negros tienen una gravedad tan fuerte que nada puede escapar de ellos, ni siquiera la luz. ¿Cómo se llama la galaxia en la que vivimos?
Okay. ¿Cómo se llama la galaxia en la que vivimos? So what do they want to know here? What's the question asking? What do we call what's a galaxia? I say, yeah, the galaxy in which we live, right? Vivir, vivimos. So is it Andromeda, Via Lactea, right? The Milky Way, or Orion, A, B, or C? What galaxy do we live in? I say, ¿cómo se llama? What's it called? Andromeda, Milky Way, or Orion? Yes, very good. Anyone else? What's our galaxy where we live? Well, let's see if you're right.
Nuestra galaxia se llama Vía Láctea y tiene forma de espiral. Hay miles de millones de estrellas en ella. ¿Qué te parece un desafío? Dibuja una espiral en el aire con el dedo, como la forma de la Vía Láctea. ¿Cuál de estos planetas tiene anillos?
All right, this will be our last one. So, which one of these planets has rings, anillos? ¿Cuál de estos planetas tiene anillos? Which has rings, Mars, Saturn, or Earth? Marte, Saturno, o la Tierra? A, B, or C? Which one has? Okay, good job. Yep.
Muy bien contestado. Saturno tiene los anillos más brillantes y visibles del sistema solar, hechos de hielo y rocas. ¿Qué astronauta fue el primero?
All right. Muy bien, clase. Well, let's just look at this. What is an astronauta? What do you think? Astronauta. What's that word? What's the word? Astronaut. Very good. So, some of you guys are giving me the answer. Neil Armstrong, you're right. Yes. To walk on the moon. Yes. To walk, caminar. Muy bien. Good job, you guys. All right. So I hope you kind of like the theme anyway that we're working with, right? And, like I said, some of these words are simple enough, are cognates, but we have to remember what their gender is because they're not going to follow, some of them are not going to follow a normal pattern. Okay. All right. So let's take a look. We got 4 questions and we have 4 answers. Most of these words we either know or we can figure them out because they're cognates. Okay. ¿Cómo se llama nuestro planeta? Nuestro means our, right? What is the name of our planet? Número 2, ¿cuándo ocurre un eclipse? When does an eclipse occur? Y'all see this word? It's a regular verb, IR verb, okay? ¿Quién explora el cielo? Who explores the sky? ¿Cuál es la estrella más grande? Which is the largest star? So match them up for me and put them in the chat, or you can unmute. I would prefer you unmute, but that's up to you. And let's just see what you come up with. Good, DeAndre. ¿Cómo se llama nuestro planeta? ¿Cuándo ocurre un eclipse? I'll change my background. Let me change my background. I have question words and it might help you. Let me just change my background real fast. Okay. So you guys, there's some question words behind me on my Zoom screen if you need help. ¿Cuándo ocurre un eclipse? ¿Quién explora el cielo? ¿Cuál es la estrella más grande? Janerical, I'd love to hear from you today. Okay, another 30 seconds or so. Come on, you guys, pop your answers in. That's right. Good job, Liliana. Good job, Hill. Keep your answers coming. How about number 2? ¿Cuándo ocurre? When does an eclipse occur? Number 2. What's your answer for number 2? Good, Serenity. What's your answer for number 2? Very good. Serenity, good job. I knew what you meant. I got you. No sweat. Liliana, Ayana, Janerical, some answers in chat. What's number 2? ¿Cuándo ocurre un eclipse? Yes, Serenity. Good job. Yes, that's right, Liliana. Okay, anyone else? All right, well, let's see. So, ¿cómo se llama nuestro planeta? What is the name of our planet, you guys? It is Earth. So C, right? So notice it's capitalized, La Tierra. That tells us that we're talking specifically about planet Earth. And like Mars, has a name, or Pluto has a name, we would capitalize it, right? So we have to do the same with Earth. But it's La Tierra. We have to include the word La to talk about Earth, okay? Like the planet. ¿Cuándo ocurre un eclipse? When does an eclipse occur? We could match with D. If the moon, la luna, passes in front of the sun, right? Notice again, moon with the capital L, sun with the capital S, okay? Because we're talking about the thing, the body, the planet, right? The thing, okay? Number 3, who explores the sky? So number 3 would be what, you guys? El astronauta or la astronauta, right? And last one, which is the star? Más grande. So which is the largest star, you guys, in good English? El Sol. El Sol. And again, because we're talking about the object of the sun, the thing itself, we have to have L and a capital S, right? El Sol. All right. So most of you got all of those right, which is fantastic. Good job. Because this is like all new vocab, right? This is like just us figuring it out. Okay. Because they look familiar, or because we're just good like that, All right. Muy bien. So here's the next thing that we need to do. Head on over to Canvas. Can y'all meet me in Canvas real quick? Por favor. Looks like Serenity's already there. Ayana. Trey, yeah. Janerical, you're going to join us in Canvas, Hill? So you guys, we are in Unit 8 about Chile. And if you guys remember, before we left on break, you guys completed this web quest on Chile. Okay. And so our goal, you guys, in this little unit or this little section of Unit 8 is to talk about cause. In other words, reasons for things, reasons for events, reasons like why for actions. Okay. But in order to do that, we're going to learn some new vocab. So what I'd like you to do is go ahead and click on the guided notes. Now there's something different about these guided notes, just like we did with the indirect object stuff. Okay. It should look like this to you. Notice our vocab list is really short because so many of these words are cognates. So I didn't include them because we can figure them out. But look what I have here, you guys. It says careful of gender. So when you're typing these in Spanish, you want to make sure that you have the L or the la correct, and you want to make sure that if they're capitalized, that you capitalize them as their name, okay, like you would, the sun, right, the earth, the moon, okay. And then when we start talking about cause or reasons why something happens, right, we're going to use these grammar notes to complete these 4 sentences, okay. So this is why this is a little different than just, filling in a vocab list. And then today, well, hopefully if we have time, we are going, if not, we'll do it Wednesday. We will practice the verbs explorar and descubrir. Okay, and we're going to do them in the preterite tense, in the present tense, and in the near future, because those are the 3 big ones that we've learned this semester, this school year. So we're going to practice those with these verbs. Okay. So the reason I tell you this is because number 1, I would rather that you did not work ahead. And number 2, you want to try to download it, put it in Kami, download it as a PDF, just some way, you guys, that you can go back to it, because we may have to go back to it 2 or 3 times to get it all done. Okay, y'all with me there? So what I would like for you to do is give me like a thumbs up when you are organized, when you feel organized. Okay. So Ayana's got hers open and Kami. So does Hill, Liliana, and Serenity. I don't know what you want to do to try to save it so you can go back to it. Right? Because if you just leave it in Canvas, sometimes it comes to me as blank, right? So whatever you choose to do. Okay. Are you guys ready? You're going to leave it in Canvas, Liliana and Serenity? Okay, I'll give you a minute. That's why I'm asking. I just want to know how much you need.
Okay. I was trying to figure out how can I open it up with Kami? Because every time we get one of these things, or we do it on Canvas, I can't seem to get it on Kami.
So because I don't have Kami, Ayana, how do you open it in Kami? Can you unmute a minute, Ayana? Because you're kind of the Kami queen. Can you pull it up on your screen and then I can look at it in GoGuardian? How do you open it up in Kami? Or you can unmute and tell us. So you go to, what do you go to? Okay, so you have to go to Kami first, like on a separate tab. Is that right, Ayana? Okay. Serenity, do you know how to get to Kami? Okay, so if you're in Kami, and then you click on Google Drive, what do you click on? your My Files. Do you have to download it first from Canvas, Ayana? Okay, so Serenity, you have to download it first. Do you know how to do that? Yes, there's that little arrow. So you put it on your computer. Right, then you go to Cami. And then once you're in Cami, you hit My Files. And then what, Ayana? You got it? Okay. And then, okay, so you hit My Files. And then Open File on your computer. Okay, and then it puts it in your, like in your Google Drive, and then you can work on it there. And then when you go to turn it in, you got to turn it in, you got to upload it in the assignment in Canvas. Okay, all right, thanks, Ayana. Thank you for that. All right, are we all good then? See? Okay, this is short, right? The vocab part is short. Like I say, the most part of it is like, what do we do with it? Okay. So let's see, DeAndre, I can't see your oh, did he sign out? Okay, that's fine. All right. All right, so here's our words, you guys. Are you ready? Yep. Again, remember, we want to remember that we put masculine, feminine, singular, or plural. Okay. All right. Y'all ready? Here we go. El universo, right? The universe. Okay. All right. So in your notes, el sistema solar is obvious, the solar system. The only goofy thing about it is, you guys, it's masculine. So make sure that you type it in as masculine, right? El sistema solar. Because we could think that it was feminine, right? But it's not. El sistema solar. Right? And then el cielo is the sky. The sky. Okay, so now you guys need to tell me if I'm going too fast or too slow, because you're typing them in, right? So you tell me if I'm going too fast or too slow. El sistema solar and el cielo. The sky. Solar system in the sky. Okay, ready for the next slide? Because I can go as fast or as slow as you guys want me to. Doesn't matter to me. It's all about you. Just tell me what you need. Okay. Then we have el cometa, right? It's comet. We know that. Comet. I mean, we see the word. But the issue here, of course, is that it ends in an A, so we would think it would be feminine, but it's not. It's L. So make sure on your list that you put yourself in L, right? El cometa, comet. And then eclipse is eclipse. El, it's masculine, right? El eclipse. Okay. He'll give me a thumbs up when you're ready for the next slide. Por favor. Yep, Ayana's ready. Anybody else ready? in your guided notes, the thing that you just opened up in Cami. Right? Some of them, like I said, I included in the list, and some of them I didn't because they're obvious what they are. So you're just going to type in the ones that we have here, right? Okay. I mean, the ones on your list. Okay. La estrella is star. And then el planeta, again, planet, but it's masculine. Okay. La estrella and el planeta. Okay. Estrella is star, like in the image. If you can see the image, star. Okay. You guys tell me when you're ready. Okay. Anyone? Hill's ready, I think. Anyone else? Okay. Liliana. Yeah. All right. Okay. Then we have El Sol. Thanks, Serenity. The sun. And La Luna, the moon. Right? El Sol and La Luna. So thumbs up me when you're ready. Okay. Serenity's ready. Yep. El Sol, the sun, La Luna, the moon. Notice the capitalization because, again, that's their name. Okay, so got to have it capitalized, right? Okay, La Tierra is Earth. And then, of course, we have astronaut, El Astronauta. And again, Earth has to be capitalized with La because it's its name. Okay, the Earth, right? Moon is Luna, La Luna. Okay. Yep. You guys are guiding me here, so make sure you speak up. Okay. You guys are running the show. Okay, ready? Okay, then we have, descubrir, to discover, and explorar, to explore, right? That's an easy one. Descubrir, an IR verb, explorar, an AR verb, okay? Descubrir and explorar. Okay, give me a thumbs up when you're ready. I'm going too fast. Okay. Do you want me to go back, Hill? Do we need to go back a slide? Yeah. Here? Okay. I say you guys are running the show. You just need to speak up. Okay. All right. Descubrir and explorar. And we are going to practice these. I mean, they're easy, right? We can see explorar means to explore, but we are going to practice these, like I said, in past tense, in the preterite, in the progressive, in the near future, right? We're going to work with them. Okay. Okay, tell me when. Cuando. Phil? Serenity, you doing all right? Okay. Okay, and that is it, right, you guys? Yes, do I need to go back to a slide of any kind? Yeah, I know, I'm saying, right? It's not a whole lot. Do I need to go back to anything? No? Okay. All right, I'm going to put a link in the chat. Let's see if you guys can open another tab, right? Because we don't want you to click off of your notes there. All right. Okay, so click on the link in the chat. I'm with you here in Go Guardian, so I'll know if you have an issue. Okay, Ayana's there. Good. Serenity is there. Hill's headed that direction. Okay, Liliana. All right, perfect. So here's what we're going to do, you guys. We have 4 categories: persona, person, lugar, location, objeto, object, and acción, action. Okay. So real quickly, let me share my screen. First thing we got to do is, what are our categories, right? And so we have acción. So pick it up and drag it anywhere you want. We have objeto, or thing, which I misspelled. I put a C in there and it doesn't need one. Lugar, place, and persona. So make yourself 4 columns. It doesn't matter what order they're in. Okay. Persona, lugar, objeto, and acción. And then, without cheating, not cheating, without looking at your notes, unless you absolutely have to, try to categorize these words that we have. Is it a person? Is it a place? Is it a thing? Is it an action? Okay, so you're just going to drag them around. And I'm going to be on Go Guardian while you guys are doing that. Okay, it's just a way of getting us to think about them, right? All right, Liliana's on her way. So is Ayana. Serenity, how many? You should have 4 categories. I only see 3. You need a persona, person, would be your 4th category. Yeah. Very good, Hill. Some of these are tricky, right? Because we're talking about the universe, you know? Mm-hmm. Ayana, you should have a 4th category. Persona is our 4th category. There you go. Careful, Liliana. What's a persona? Persona is a person, right? And then what is a verb? Verb is an action. So be careful. This is why we kind of do these silly things, because they help us, they force us to think about them, right? Interesting. So interesting. See how you guys decide what is an object and what is a place. Yeah. So give it some thought, right? What is an object and what is a place, since we're talking about the universe, you know? Let me see. Ayana, what did you end up doing? Let me see what you did. Hmm. Interesting. All right. Are you going to stick to those, Ayana? Everything you put in the objects list, you going to stick to that? Liliana, nicely done. Yeah. Let's see. Good job, Hill. Oh, Hill, we're missing one in an action. We need one more in an action. The hint is that there's 2 words that should be in action. Yep. Okay, I'm sharing. Can y'all see my Zoom screen? Yes. Okay. I am on focus mode, aren't I, you guys? Because you need to tell me if I'm not. I'm pretty sure I'm in focus mode. Can y'all see my Zoom screen? Yeah. Okay. All right. So I'm going to start easy. My person would be the astronaut, right? El astronauta or la astronauta. Notice it's always going to end in an A, even if it's a guy astronaut. Okay. Then let's come over here where it's easier and let's do acción or verbs. What is an action? So we have 2. We have descubrir, to discover, right? And explorar, okay, to explore. Now the rest of these are pretty much, I guess you could say they're up for interpretation. In my brain, a star is a thing because we wouldn't go there. We don't go there. You with me? Yeah. And the sky, I kind of feel like, I'm sorry, over here. And the sky, I kind of feel like is a thing too, because we don't hang out in the sky. To me, it's not a place, you know, because you don't land there in my head. Right? Same thing with universe. For me, same thing with an eclipse, right? It's a thing. Same thing with a comet, right? And then we do go to planets. Well, sort of. That's the plan. And the sun and the moon, we landed there. And of course, the earth is a place. So this one is really the tricky one. I'm going to cop out and put it in the middle, the solar system. Is it a place or is it a thing? What do you all think? Or is it both? Right? So in my mind, I just put the places as like where you can go. So that's what I did. And then things was everything else, right? Comet, eclipse, universe. Although I guess we could do this too, right? Sky and star, la estrella. Okay. All right. Muy bien, clase. Simple activities to just help us or make us think about them. Okay. All right. We have 2 minutes. Good. All right. So let's go back to our guided notes real fast. Okay. And I want us to look about reasons why we do things. Okay. Reasons why we do things. So take a look at my screen real quick. So, you know, this is dry grammar, nitpicky stuff, but it's important because it makes a difference in how fluid our language is. Okay. And so let's just read this and then we'll go through the instructions, right? So if we talk about the word por qué, so we know the question word por qué, which is behind me, okay, why, when it's 2 words. And then when we respond, we say because, right, you guys? We say because. So this is our word because, right? And so we're talking about causes or reasons why. Well, because, right? I'm hot because it's 100 degrees outside. Okay. Or I'm hot because my air conditioner doesn't work, right? Causing. Okay. So this is what we use. We know that word. Lily. Hey, Lily, there you are. Sabe muchas cosas porque lee mucho. So Lily knows a lot of things because she reads a lot. Okay, that's an easy one. To ask for a reason, we use the question por qué in 2 words. And then when we respond, we put it all together and we lose the accent mark. ¿Por qué no puedes ir a la fiesta? For what can't you go to the party? In other words, why can't you go to the party? ¿Por qué is one word, estoy enfermo, because I'm sick. So one way, and we already know this, right? This is easy. One way to express why or cause is to use because. Okay, Lily knows a lot of things because she reads a lot. Okay. But this one may be something that's a little less familiar to us. And it is the word por. So on your guided notes, okay, you guys, on your guided notes, you have the same information that I'm showing you on my screen. Okay. All right. So we have por, right? How do we use por? The other question is, you guys, when do we use por and when do we use por qué? So let's figure out what por means. So the preposition por sometimes expresses cause or reason. So no fuimos a la playa, right? We didn't go to the beach because por el viento, because it was windy, because of the wind. No fuimos a la playa por el viento. Like the wind is our enemy, right? So that's why we didn't go to the beach. Por el viento. The wind is the reason why we didn't go to the beach. Okay? So the preposition por, so when do we use por qué and when do we use por? Look at here, you guys. You can highlight it if you're in Cami. Make yourself a big old note, okay? We use por when we follow it with a noun, with a person, place, or thing. For example, le compré un regalo. I bought him a gift por su cumpleaños. Birthday, I bought him a gift for his birthday. Birthday is a noun. Okay. Notice our sentence up here. Why is Lily know so many things? Because she reads a lot. Reads is a verb, is an action. Okay. So one general rule of thumb. Why do we use por? And why don't we use por qué? We use por if it's usually followed by a noun, a thing, not an action like reading. Okay, or the wind. Yeah, the wind. We didn't go to the beach because of the wind. The wind is a noun. The wind. El viento. Okay. All right. So let's everybody head back over to our guided notes together. Okay. And what I would like for us to finish up today, you guys, look, it's 4 simple sentences. 4 simple sentences. Okay. So we're going to use these grammar notes here to choose whether we should use por or por qué. General rule of thumb. You're going to use por qué unless it's followed by a noun. So let's go through some of these. Number 1, Andy y Janet fueron al desierto por or porque la competición. So Andy and Janet went to the desert for the competition. What's your guesses? Pop it in the chat. What's your guess, you guys? Yeah, that's good, Hill. Is you going to use por or porque for number 1? What's, excuse me, what's the rule? What's the rule? When do we use por? Generally speaking. Liliana, Hill, what do y'all think? Yes. Why, Ayana? Yeah, but the reason has to be a thing. Okay, Hill? In order for us to use por, P-O-R, the reason has to be a thing. Okay? Because in our notes here, we can also use because, right? Like, why is Lily so smart? Because she reads a lot. And we would use porque because read is an action. Okay? But we didn't go to the beach because of the wind. The wind is a thing. And so we would use por. Right? It's still the reason why we didn't go to the beach. But it's a thing. Right? So in number 1, okay, you guys, our answer would be por because la competición is a thing. So Andy and Janet went to the desert for the competition because of the competition, right? They needed to go there. That's where they went. And the competition is a thing. Okay. All right. So let's try and figure out number 2 together. Andy lleva su teléfono, right? Andy is taking his phone. Por or porque le gusta tomar fotos. What is tomar fotos? What is gusta? Le gusta tomar fotos. What does all that mean? What is gusta tomar fotos? Anybody? Ayana, Janerical, Liliana. If you guys give me answers in the chat, even if it's an IDK, we can move quicker. You guys, what is le gusta tomar fotos? Yeah. So he likes, right? Andy likes to take pictures. So is that an action or a thing? He likes to take pictures. Is that an action or a thing? Hill? It's an action. If it's an action, okay, let's come up here, scroll up again, right? Scroll up to your thing here. Are we going to use porque or are we going to use por? Remember, we use por if it's followed by a noun. So what is going to be our answer for number 2? Very good. Okay, so circle porque or highlight or whatever you're doing. Porque. Okay. Now, hint, you guys. You might see these same sentences on a quiz or something, right? So we're going to work through them together. All right, number 3. The sky is beautiful. El cielo está bonito. Por or porque hay muchas estrellas. Who can tell me what is hay muchas estrellas? What is hay muchas estrellas? Here's our key word right here. Hay. What is hay muchas estrellas? Somebody help me out. Liliana? Somebody. What is hay? H-A-Y. We've practiced that several times this year. Real quick before our time is up. Yes. So very good. So I is there is or there are, right? So there are many stars. There are many stars. So are we going to go with por or are we going to go with por qué? Is it an action, I, or is it a thing, I, Hay? There are. Is it an action or a thing? The word I, Hay. Yes. Yes, we're going to choose clase por qué. Because the word I, there is or there are, is an action, right? They exist. So por qué. I is the verb haber, right? It's an action of something existing. Okay, questions? All right, last one. Ellos pasan una mala noche. They have a bad night. Por or porque el frío del desierto. What's frío? El frío. Anybody remember? What is frío? And you know, it really doesn't matter if we remember what that word means or not, because look at, here's our clue. What does el mean? Yeah, what does el mean? It means the, right? The. If it's the, then it has to be a thing. It's not an action. So even if we didn't know what frío meant, the fact that we have a the tells us it's a thing. Yeah. So they spend a bad night, they have a bad night because of the cold of the desert. Frío is cold. So is it por or porque? We have the cold. The makes it a thing. So do we use por or do we use porque? Yes. So on this one, you should circle por. Okay. All right. Questions, preguntas. Okay. What I would like for you to do is I would like for you to save this. So if you're in Kami or whatever y'all do, again, I don't know anything about Kami. So you want to go ahead and save this. Okay. Make sure you save it. Serenity, if you need help, speak up. If you need help saving. Okay. And then just for fun, you guys, take a look at my screen. I have a solar system. I have a solar system, you guys. This is just for fun, right? So use the internet as you need. And just pretend like you're a little kid and you are going to label the solar system, but you're going to do it in Spanish. So you can look up the words all you want. Okay. El Sol, you know, right? Which one of these is Earth? So you need to find an image of the solar system. And then you can just use your text box here and type in, you know, like this, you would put El Sol, right? El Sol, capitalize the sun. Okay. And again, this is just for fun. It's an easy 5 points to pad your grade. And we're still learning our some vocab, right, in Spanish. What are the objects in the solar system? In Spanish. Okay, so you can work on that if you like. If you want to try to work ahead on those guided notes, you can. And then I can help you with those. I would recommend that you wait until Wednesday, but that's up to you. Okay, so in the meantime, you guys can label your solar system for a quickie 5 points. I guess I better take a roll too, huh, before we all leave, so don't sign out just yet. Did anybody see Isadora today in any of their classes? Okay, thank you, Hill. Yeah. Okay, make sure again, you guys, that you saved those guided notes correctly so that we can hopefully get those finished up Wednesday or Thursday. And the solar system activity is a easy peasy 5 points, pad your grade. It's all good, right? Just for fun. Yep. Okay, so you can get that turned in too. All right, we did a lot today. You guys, we answered questions, we matched things up, we found cognates, we figured out what things meant. We talked about why, causes, reasons for things. Okay. All right. Muy bien, clase. Did a great job today. Como siempre, right? Enjoy your evening. Adios. Reach out to me if you have any questions, right? Nos vemos miércoles. Adios, clase. Adios. I want to see your hair next time, Serenity. Bye, Ayana. Thanks for your help.
Okay.
All right. Adios.